All right. It is the day after UFC 250 Freedom, and this is my reaction to how the fight card went. Starting off from the bottom, Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia had a really good first round. Oblique kicks, landing punches to the body, ripped into the body, landing good on Diego. Diego didn't have too much for him in the first round, kind of just taking his time. But as I said in my first video, you can't brawl with Diego Lopez. He is the best brawler in, within three weight classes of featherweight. He's different. You can't really hurt him to the body. He's got a chin of steel, and his hands are concrete. This guy will hurt you, and he throws combinations. He's too fast. Steve Garcia had a really good first round. If he would have just stuck to that, I know it's a lot easier said than done, but I think he needs to stick to that game plan. Stay on the outside. You have to point fight this guy. Do not brawl Diego Lopez. Otherwise, he's going to fuck you up. And that's exactly what happened. Caught him with that left hook, dropped him, and then right hook, left hook. He put him down again into nasty ground and pound, which I said, Diego Lopez, if you try and brawl him, if he drags you into a brawl, you're going to lose. And he has nasty finishing instincts. He has nasty ground and pound. And that's exactly what we saw. Steve Garcia looked like a fucking bug dried up in the sun on the concrete. That's how Diego Lopez had him looking in the fucking second round. I did predict a first round finish, but it was a second round finish. And yeah, it's pretty much what I thought was going to happen, except for how good of a first round Steve Garcia had. So, credit to Steve Garcia for getting out of the first round, but you just can't brawl this guy. He's too good. He's just made for brawling. Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. Now, I did predict a second round finish for Bo Nickel. I didn't expect it to be as so easy for Bo Nickel. I didn't think it'd be a super competitive fight. I thought Bo Nickel would, maybe grapple him a little bit in the first round, or, take his time and finish him in the second. Got a first round finish. Good left hand into right hook, I believe it was. Yeah, good finish for Bo. He's looking significantly better than when he was in the RDR fight. He's improved a bunch, and yeah, no, good finish for him, and see what he does next. Ruffy versus Chandler this was like a goofy performance for Chandler. I don't know what happened. Like I said in my prediction, Ruffy, counter striker, deadly counter striker, dangerous on the back foot. He wasn't really on the back foot at all because Chandler looked like a fucking fish out of water. He didn't really get anything off in this fight. All I can really think of right now is, maybe one leg kick and one Superman punch. He looked bad out there. He looked very bad. He was running away a lot, and I think he actually must have hurt his leg while he was backing up against a fence, which, he's done that before, I believe. And not a good performance from him. Ruffy just kind of took his time and pushed him against the fence and teed off on him, spinning heel kicks into right hand, left hand, around the guard. Landed that right hook around the guard, which eventually did drop him. But he landed 2 or 3 spinning heel kicks to the head. And Chandler would kind of just get knocked off balance with him. I don't think they hurt him too bad. Obviously I think one kind of got around the guard and landed clean on his on his ear. But yeah, no, really good performance by Ruffy. But this is an obvious pick. I feel like, everyone had Ruffy winning by a first round finish or a second round finish. You look at Chandler's resume, he, not the greatest. And I think this is why Conor McGregor would have beat him. Chandler is not that good, and Conor is way better. I don't know if we would have seen a similar finish with the spinning heel kicks and everything, but I think we would have seen a quick early second round finish by Conor McGregor. So, yeah. Dominant from Ruffy, so good fight. Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. I believe I picked a first round TKO. I didn't think Derek Lewis could get out of the first round. I thought Hokett would, break him with the grappling, dance around him too much, and or Derek, Jesus Christ, Derek Lewis would, throw his big punch and miss and kind of give up, which is basically what happened. Derek Lewis needs to get the fuck out of the octagon. Like, his last two fights were terrible. He needs to just stay out of the octagon because, I mean, you watched what happened in this fight. Josh Hockett did whatever he wanted to him, and credit to Josh Hockett for acknowledging the danger that there is with a Derek Lewis, where even though he's 40 and pretty much has one punch in him, that one punch can land and knock you out, and he was very aware of that. Even when he had one of his legs on it, he was going in on a takedown. He had one of his legs, and I had like a flashback of Curtis Blades finishing Almeida in a similar position, and he got out, kind of around. And some people might say he's a bitch made for it, but whatever. I just think it shows that he's a lot smarter than the gig he puts on. But good fight, took him down, did whatever he wanted to Derek. Looked so fast, was cracking him on the feet with that 1-2, 1-2-1. Just made him, made it look like he was fighting a 40-year-old fighter that should be retired. So, great performance from Josh Hockett. Yeah. Sean O'Malley versus Amian Zahabi. This went pretty much exactly how I thought it would go. I didn't expect Amian Zahabi to have the game plan of only throwing an inside leg kick, but that's what he did. And yeah, he pretty much just stayed on the outside, kind of ran away, and would blitz in with an inside leg kick. And Sean O'Malley, he's not the fastest. He's not the fastest finisher. He kind of takes the first round to figure out, get a feel for the distance and the timing and everything. And first round not very eventful, but the second round I predicted second round finish. I believe I said right hand. Straight right hand. I think it was a left hand that put him down the first time as he was getting up. Right hand, right on the jaw. Perfect shot, man. Like, Amian Zahabi's tough for not just going. I don't know how he didn't go out cold, because that was a perfect right hand as he was getting up. Yeah, impressive fight for Sean O'Malley. Good finish, first finish in a while, and yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I thought was gonna happen. You put a sniper like Sean O'Malley in there with Amian Zahabi, who gets hurt so often in all of his fights, and he's just gonna take his time and find that shot, which he did. And credit to Sean O'Malley. Now he's potentially fighting Petr Yan, which will be an amazing fight. Or maybe he waits for Merab to fight, and then the winner. Which if it's Merab, it doesn't really make too much sense for him to fight him. But with his win over Petr Yan, it makes a little bit more sense. I don't think he won against Petr Yan. I think Petr Yan won that fight, but they'll definitely make that fight. They want Sean O'Malley to, get the belt, or at least, stick around the belt and fight for the belt. Now this hurts. This one hurts. I thought this would be a more of a competitive fight. It wasn't a competitive fight at all. I thought, Gane would win the first couple rounds. I said that in my prediction. And I thought, Alex would be able to work his way into a fourth round TKO, is what I believe I predicted. And that's not what happened at all. The first round wasn't terrible. He was landing those head kicks. Wasn't landing them, but he was throwing those head kicks. And, Gane would block them. But that jab to the body was he just couldn't do it. Gane was too fast. He couldn't land that jab to the body. And, as predicted, Gane came out in southpaw, fought the whole time in southpaw. And Alex Pereira has, a lot more trouble fighting southpaws because he can't land that power leg kick. He has to throw that inside leg kick with his foot on shin. And that's what he did. He threw that first one, and you heard it. You heard that cracking sound. And I almost think he fucked up his foot. I think, you can't, it worked in the Magomed fight because he blitzed in and then he finished him. But he kind of took his time and he fucked up. I think he fucked up his foot in the first round by throwing that inside, foot on shin. And I think it was kind of, downhill from there. I want to cope and I want to say it was competitive. It wasn't. I don't know. It hurts. I hate seeing this. I can't I don't even want to talk about, he got dropped by a jab. Like that's what I don't know if that's what hurts the most. He got dropped by a jab, or if it was how he got back up to his feet and he just couldn't recover. Elbows to the back of the head, no surprise, it's fucking gone. He's a cheater. I don't like this shouldn't have happened. It should have never been gone. It should have been Aspinall. And, if Pereira lost to Aspinall, then, so be it. Whatever. But he lost to a fucking cheating piece of shit. And I can't even give you credit because I fucking can't stand you. And I hope fucking Tom Aspinall slimes you the fuck out. I hope he fucking brutally slimes you out. And you never fight again. Because you're a fucking cheater. You cheat in all of your fights. I can't fucking stand seeing that fucking green circle and that check mark around you. This was bad, man. This was a bad watch. This fucking killed the vibes for the fucking rest of the night, man. This was I don't know if this was worse than watching Yuri get slimed. It's pretty comparable. It's not. It wasn't competitive, so there wasn't even, how Yuri had Alberg's leg hurt and he could have won that fight. And I don't know if Alex Pereira could have won this fight. It didn't even look competitive, man. Like, he slipped off in that first round, slipped off the jab, landed that right hand, and I thought we saw, something was coming. He's going to slip the jab, throw a right hand, bomb it on fucking Gon's chin. But, I knew the leg kicks weren't going to be there, and I thought he'd be more active with his right hand. I said it in the vid, like, I just hate watching Alex stand in front of these guys and just get hit. Like, there's, and I know it's part of his game or whatever, but man, hard watch. Like I said, I can't even give fucking Gon credit. I'm that fucking salty and I can't fucking stand him. This was more shocking to me. In my opinion, this was more shocking. Everyone knew that the Pereira Gon was a competitive fight. It was pretty even odds. But this is shocking. I can't believe this happened. Ilia Topuria got his ass beat bad by Justin Gaethje. And you look at the stats here and you think, oh, well, it looks like he was winning. He has a knockdown. Gaethje didn't have a fucking mark on his face after this fight. Ilia looked like he was fucking found in an alleyway after 7 fucking days of decomposing. Like, his face looked so fucking... He couldn't even open his eyes. He didn't even have eyes. He looked like fucking Benoit Saint-Denis against fucking Renato Moicano. This was bad. First round, competitive, competitive. Gaethje didn't throw the leg kick as much as I thought he did. And I said he would have to throw it to win. And he didn't throw it. Ilia didn't even really throw a whole lot of leg kicks. He was throwing a couple leg kicks, but didn't throw as much. And they just... First round got into that scrap, fucking Ilia was pushing him back. He would get to the fence, and they'd both just start throwing combos. But Gaethje was just landing the better shots. He was landing that uppercut, and I've never felt like Gaethje's been faster. When he was throwing those uppercuts, I was shocked how fast he was throwing those and how accurate he was. Like, it was like almost like an instinct to throw that uppercut and land on Ilia, and he was just landing every time. He for sure broke his orbital bone. Like, for sure broke his orbital bone. And even, you saw Ilia Topuria at the first round, nose was busted up, right eye was busted, and he was putting his hand on his eye, and he kept on, wincing, and I was like, holy shit, what am I watching right now? Second round, kind of similar, and Gaethje was throwing that lead high kick. I didn't think he would. I didn't think Gaethje would be throwing that lead head kick because he just doesn't throw it a whole lot. He's throwing the rear head kick most of the time, which I thought is what he would throw, which would give Ilia more of an opportunity to land something. But, this was a perfect performance from Justin Gaethje. I can't believe I am looking at this. And I like Justin Gaethje. I said this in my video. Everyone likes Justin Gaethje. It's just I thought there was no way. This guy's got murdered by Charles Oliveira in the first round, dropped bad, into a submission, submitted by Khabib, gone into so many wars, knocked out by Max Holloway, who Ilia Topuria served. Like, he knocked Max out for the first time ever. And it looked like his right hand just had no effect on Gaethje. Like he would just fucking dust that shit off and fucking throw an uppercut. And I thought he would throw the left hook after the uppercut more. And I thought maybe that would give Ilya an opportunity to land something. But that uppercut alone would just hurt Topuria enough for him to back up. And yeah, this was a crazy performance where Justin Gaethje, second round. Oh, okay, I'm going to sidetrack. Second round, like I said, more of the same. But eventually, Topuria backs him up to the cage, and he's landing those body shots. Those body shots were money. He drops Justin Gaethje. He lands, I don't even know, he landed so many body shots. And he finally he slips one in on the liver against Justin Gaethje. He goes down in the second round. I'm like, okay. He took a bit of damage, but, you know, he's going to get the finish here. He follows him down to the ground and goes for an armbar. Couldn't get the armbar. Goes for triangle. Couldn't get the triangle. And I'm like, what are you, like, I was like, what? Well, like, what are you, let him up, man. Like, let him back up and finish him. Like, finish him against the cage, or, you know, you have him hurt to the body. But, or, you know, throw some ground and pound. But he was really looking for a submission. Didn't really have time. But I also think you have to give, you know, that you have to give that credit to Gaethje for putting the damage on him and making him, I don't know if he was panicking or what. I think it was, you know, heavily based on, he couldn't fucking see. Like, the guy couldn't see after the second round. Like, his eyes were fucked. So, you know, once he didn't get that finish on the ground, I was like, you know, it's 1-1 with, you know, him dropping Gaethje. I was like, okay, maybe he can get the finish. But no, Gaethje just continues to put a beating on him. Lands that right overhand on Topuria, and the, you know, cracks. All the sweat fucking flies off his head, and he drops down. Shoots, panic shoots, and I was like, holy shit, we're going to see Justin Gaethje become the lightweight champion, which I'm fucking so salty. How the fuck is Justin Gaethje going to get the belt, but Dustin Poirier never got it? Like, dude, I was like, that's fucking insane. How did Poirier never get the belt? But Gaethje gets a fucking Rocky IV fucking movie, man. Like, oh. You know, credit to Justin Gaethje. Like I said, everyone likes Justin Gaethje. Happy for the guy. Couldn't have done it in a better place. Like, this was a movie for Justin Gaethje. White House becomes the champion, an American, and I just feel bad for Topuria, man. You know, you go in with all that confidence, and when your whole personality is being the best and being the king or whatever else, and to not, you know, get like a fluke knockout or, you know, something like that happen, or a robbery decision, but to get your ass brutalized for a majority of a fight and have your face completely changed. I think that's really going to change Topuria. I think that's definitely going to sit with him. And yeah, that was a nasty beating Gaethje put on Topuria. Yeah, this was a crazy card. Most of the fights kind of, you know, favorites won. It was kind of an easy card, you know, to predict. Like, these fights, you know, they're all favorites. But the last two, which were, you know, the craziest, you know, I don't even have words for it, man. I just, crazy card. Happy for Gaethje. Not happy for Gane. Fuck Gane. And yeah, no. I'll be fucking depressed for probably another month. It'll take me to recover for watching Alex Pereira get finished like that. I don't know what he does. Maybe, I don't know what he does. He looked so, I don't know. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. What did what were your predictions? What did you guys think of the card? And yeah, see you guys later.